probably wasted one unit.
So today you're going to notice that this looks somewhat familiar. I went ahead and handed you out a sheet with your notes on there, but you're going to notice that the slope-intercept form looks familiar. And so what happens is we're starting chapter 6, which deals with systems of equations. And so in order to get into chapter 6, we need to kind of review this stuff. Okay, and so we're going to review how you graph lines today. Just a basic graphing of lines, and then what's going to happen is tomorrow, what we're going to do is we're going to graph two lines together at the same time. Okay, so very first, slope-intercept form, remember y equals mx plus b. M is the slope and b is the y-intercept, and we use slope-intercept form to graph lines. So, first one we're going to look at, and you can follow along on the sheet that you were given, y equals 3x minus 1. So the first thing we identify is the slope. What is the slope here?
3.
So the slope is 3, and the y-intercept is? Negative 1. So now I'm going to start with a dot at negative 1, and then I need to graph a slope of 3 from that point. A slope of 3 means what?
Up 3 over 1.
Up 3 over 1. And remember, we're going to do that again, up 3 over 1. What I need to now do is connect those points with a line. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is draw a line through those points. Okay. And there we go. So that is all you need to do. Oops, I'm a little off on that line. But that's all we're going to be doing today, just to kind of review, get the cobwebs out, get going back after break. So let's go ahead and look at the next one. Oops, I guess I skipped. Let's go back. The second one on your sheet should be x minus 2y equals 4. Now we've got a problem here. What's our problem?
You have to get the...
It's not in slope-intercept form, so what we need to do is solve for y. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract x. So I end up getting negative 2y equals negative x plus 4. Now notice how I put the x first. Okay, so negative 2y equals negative x plus 4. My next step to solve for y, folks, is going to be to divide by negative 2. So I'm going to divide through every term by a negative 2. Now when I do that, on the left side, I'm left with what? Y equals. On the right side here, I have negative 1x divided by negative 2. I can write that as 1/2 x. Okay, both of those negatives cancel and they give you a positive. And then you have 4 divided by negative 2, which is negative 2. So here, my slope is what? 1/2. So I know my slope is 1/2. Okay. What is my y-intercept? My y-intercept is negative 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start where? Negative 2. What does a slope of 1/2 mean?
Up 1 over 2.
Up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. What is going to be my final step?
Draw a line.
Draw a line through that point. And there you go. Questions? Think you can handle this? Let's look at the next one. 3x plus 9y equals 18. What's the first step I see a lot of you doing?
Subtract 3x.
Yep, subtract 3x, move it over. Now, eventually, when you get to Algebra 2, I will show you there's a trick, if it's in standard form, which this problem is, that you can look at it and tell you right away what the slope is. I can tell you right now that the slope is going to be negative 1/3. Okay. So I will show that to you in Algebra 2. What's the next step?
Divide by negative 9.
Divide by 9. And I also know from the get-go that the y-intercept is going to be 2. So now I have negative 3 over positive 9, which is negative 1/3 x. 18 divided by 9 is 2. So now identifying the slope. As I said earlier, the slope here is negative 1/3. The y-intercept is
2.
2. So I'm going to start at the y-intercept of 2. What does the slope of negative 1/3 do?
Go down 1/3.
Down 1/3, down 1/3. Connect to those dots. And there you go. Questions? We've got two more we're going to look at. So let's go ahead and look at your next. The next one is y equals 3. So if I think about where does y equal 3, if I'm here at the origin, where does y equal 3?
Down, up 3. Up 3. Oops.
Up 3, because you would agree that that's the y-axis and I'm at 3. So now I think about this, y equals 3. What type of line am I going to draw through that? Yeah.
Continue.
A horizontal. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and draw a horizontal line through that. Why is it horizontal and not vertical?
Because anywhere along that line,
Yep,
it's
there's no x. That's right, yep. And everywhere along this line, y equals
3.
3. Let's look at the next one. 3x equals 9. What do you do there?
Subtract 3x.
Divide by
Divide by 3.
3. Good call. So what do you get x to equal?
3.
3. So from my origin, where does x equal 3?
Over 3 right. To the right.
3 to the right. Am I going to draw a horizontal or a vertical line?
Vertical.
Vertical.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. So that's what we're doing today, folks. That's it. Okay, your assignment today is going to be to complete a worksheet. I've got a graphing lines worksheet I'll give to you. And that's it. Now we need to get this down so that tomorrow when we get into graphing two lines and find where they intersect, it'll be a lot easier for you. So anyway, for tomorrow, the graphing lines worksheet.